This video is going to show how I make these gals. So for this one, I used Bernat Baby Blanket Dappled. And this color is Crocus Fairy. And it goes from a really light to a really dark. So I used the darkest parts of it to make the ears, horns, and snout. And the lighter, of course, for the body and arms and legs. And then we have the little tail there. But for demonstrating, this is impossible to see where the stitches are. So this is going to be what I'm going to use for this video is actually just regular worsted weight yarn, and we're going to make one this size, and it's the same pattern, just different yarns. So that's the wide range you get of the different yarns. This yarn is Supersaver Ombre Red Heart, and this color is Spearmint. It also has the really dark to really light, so that'll be great for our purposes. Gonna use scissors, yarn needle, stitch marker, some safety eyes. Of course, with the smaller one, you're going to use smaller eyes, but if you're using the big one, I believe these are 16mm. So the bigger, I think, the better. With the cow's eyes, they just give it a neat look. And then you need your stuffing. So I've got some stuffing ready to go. And so that's it. Let's get started. And moving right along. We're going to work on the body and the head first. So I'm going to use this cake and start with a little bit darker. This will be working from the bottom up. So the bottom of the body will be a little darker and then blend up to the lighter color. So we are going to do 8 single crochet in a magic ring. I did do a little video on the magic ring, so to hopefully help anybody that's struggling with it and give you an alternative to it if you really don't want to do the magic ring. And so I will link that in the description, and I'll also link it right here in the video if I can get that right. And so for the magic ring, you are going to wrap it around. I usually wrap it around 3 fingers, and then I just come in behind like I'm going to do a slip knot, pull it up, pinch it with my finger and thumb so I can switch hands, and then I switch to this hand, and then I grab the yarn and pull it through, tighten it up, give it a little wiggle there, and then we're going to do 8 single crochets in our ring. If you need to tighten it, you just give that a little pull. If you need to loosen it, you just pull it from the other side. So what I usually do is leave just enough room for my 2 fingers there. And we're going to do 8 single crochet. So we're just going to go through, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through the 2 loops. So that's 2, grab it, pull it through 2 loops, go through, grab the yarn, pull it through both loops. There's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right now we're just going to tighten, and then we're ready for round 2, so we'll do 8 increase, which just means we're going to do 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in each stitch. And so we'll start with this one right here. There's 1, and then another one in the same stitch, and then we'll do 2 in this one. So we're doing our single crochet, and then 2 in the next one, 2 in the fourth one, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh, and 2 in the eighth. Oops. Try that again. There's 1 and 2. Now we are ready for round 3, and I'm going to put a stitch marker in here. So I'm just going to slide it right up in there, close it up. For the next round, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then an increase, and repeat that 8 times. So we'll do 1 in this one and then 2 in the next one. So there's 1 and 2. And then we'll do 1 in the next and then 2. There's 1, 2 in the same stitch. And there's 1, and then 2 in this one. We're just going to work our way all the way around back to the stitch marker. Here we are. Take our stitch marker out, put in our last 2 in that one, put our stitch marker back in, and we are ready for round 4. And round 4 is 2 single crochet and then an increase, and we'll just repeat that all the way around. So we're going to do 1 in this stitch, 1 in the next, and then we do our increase, which is 2 stitches in the same one. 1, 2. Do that again. 1, 1, and then 2. 1, 2. We're just going to keep going all the way around. 1, 1, and then 2 in this one. Just keep doing that all the way around. All right, we're ready for the last one. Put 2 in that one. Put our stitch marker back in. Round 5 is just 32 single crochet in the back loop only. So tighten that up a little bit. Just going to not go through both the, here's our little stitch with our front, with our 2 loops. We got the front loop and the back loop, and we just want the back loop. So just that one right there. So we're just going to go in there and do a single crochet. Just go in the back loop and do our single crochet all the way around We don't have to do the increases anymore. We're just going to go paying attention to just going in the back loop. Just like so. Just keep going all the way around. Alright, here we are again. Take this guy out. Put one in the last one there. And in the next, for the next 15 rounds, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our stitch marker back in. And we're just going to do 32 single crochet all the way around. And we're doing it now in both the front and the back loop. Keep going round and round and round, and I'll meet you after we've completed 15 rounds. So you'll be able to count your rounds by just starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you want to get to round 20. So you're gonna, once you've completed round 20, we'll meet up again. Getting there. See, doesn't that look like a cow? Nope, not yet, but you'll see. We'll get there. Okay, we're not going to cut our yarn yet. We are going to stuff. So we're going to pull this up, and you could even use a little stitch marker to make sure that it doesn't come out like so. That's not going anywhere. And then we're just going to stuff. Bring that around in there. I just kind of dig in the middle and push it out to the sides. Then restuff the middle. All right, that's good for right now. All right. Got our stuffing in there, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take a long strand of yarn, and we're going to use our yarn needle, and we're just going to weave it around between rows 12 and 13. So you just count this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're just going to start right there. We're just going to work our way around. Push that stuffing out of the way. And we're just going all the way around. Now we can actually want these to be on the inside of the body. So before we pull it tight, I'm going to thread the ends to the inside. Like so. Now we're going to pull it tight, and as we do, we're going to push our stuffing down. Just pulling on both ends. Doesn't have to close up completely. I just do it until I have about a 1/4 nickel size hole. Like so. And then you just tie it up. Make your knots, a couple knots so it doesn't go anywhere. That can just go down in there. You can take this opportunity to add some more stuffing if you need to. It's probably good enough. Alright, so we're going to add our eyes. Turn it around to the front. We're going to put those in rows 17, 18. So we ended with 20, so we'll just count backwards. There's 20, 19, 18. So we're going to want them right about here. And then you're going to put about 7 stitches in between. I like to do them far apart. We're going to close up the head just a little bit before we start stuffing the head. So, your stitch marker out. I use this for my stitch marker instead. Do one there. And this row is going to be 2 single crochet and a decrease. And so we're going to do our second in that one. And then for the decrease, you're going to grab this front loop of the next stitch. And then you're just going to go through the next stitch. You got all this on your hook. You're going to pull it through those 2, and then through all 3 on your hook. You do that again. You're going to go 1, 1, and then you're going to grab the front loop, go through both, pull it through there, and pull it through all three. Oops. Do one. It's a little slippery sometimes. One there. You're going to grab the front loop, go through the next stitch, both loops, pull it back through, and then through all three on the hook. There's one, two, front loop, next stitch, pull it through. One, two, there's one, go through there, through, one, and then our decrease, there's one, a decrease, one, our last decrease. Just move that, flip that over. For the next round, we're going to do one single crochet and a decrease, and we're going to do that 8 times. So we'll do one single crochet in this one, out of the way, and then our decrease. So we're just going to pull up our front loop. We're going to go into the next stitch, pull it through 2, and then yarn over and pull it through all 3. We'll do our single crochet, and then we're going to grab the front loop, go into the next stitch, pull it through, and then pull through all 3. Single and a decrease. I'm going to stop here. I haven't quite finished the round yet, but I'm going to stop here and stuff. All right, now pick up where we left off. We're going to do a single and a decrease. Tighten that up a little. We got our single and our decrease, single. Gets a little loosey-goosey, you just tug and a little bit to tighten it up. There's our single, there's our decrease, there's our single, and we are back to our beginning again. Here's our stitch marker. Guess I could have used a darker color, maybe, to stand out a little more. All right, and then really we just have a decrease to close it all up. So I don't care about that. I'm just going to move it out of the way, and we're just going to do, instead of doing any single crochet, we're just going to do decreases. So we want to keep this nice and tight. So we can go into the next one, grab our front loop only, go into the next one, pull through, and then pull yarn over and pull through everything on our hook. Do that again. Front loop only, next stitch, pull it through all of them, tighten it up, front loop, just keeping the tension nice and tight so it doesn't have gaps. In there in our front loop. Almost there. We are almost there. I made them nice and tight, and now they're not real easy to get into. All right, there's our stitch marker right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this. Give myself a nice long tail for sewing. Cut that. Pull out my stitch marker. Add more stuff if you need to. You want to stuff it firmly, but not too, don't overstuff, because then if you overstuff, you're going to end up being able to see the stuffing through your stitches. Now we are ready to cinch him up. Just going to take my yarn needle, pull any slack out of it. Then we're just going to go into each stitch like so. I've tried this lots of different ways. I don't know that there's any way that is better than the other. It's just going to be cinched closed. So we're just going to go into each stitch all the way around our circle. So it should be about 8 there. Probably got a couple more than that. That's okay. And then we're just going to pull it tight. Until we close up our little hole. Ta-da! Isn't that amusing? Couldn't help it. Sorry. Maybe go back the other way. And then we can bury our needle. Well, don't bury the needle, but bury the yarn in the body. And depending on what kind of stuffing you use, it can be a bear to get through. Come out the other side. Give it a little snip. There's our body and head. So once we shape our little guy here, and of course the blanket yarn, there's a lot less shaping, and there is our body and our head. So next we're gonna work on the snout, but I think I need some coffee, so.